You have an obligation to try to figure out ways in which we get this country to the place it needs to be. And among those things that we have to do, and I'm going to keep saying, I want this broken record. Why is it keep saying? You got to vote. You got to vote. No excuses. No excuses. No weather. No child care responsibilities. You know, whatever the documentation is that you got to have it. You know?
Yes, sir.
And that's the other thing. You know, Republicans. Their deal is they want to keep people away from the polls. You know, their thing is they're afraid of the people who they say they want to represent. You know, I mean, you look at Gillespie. I mean, he is the architect of this whole gerrymandering thing that I'm trying to deal with this National Democratic Redistricting Committee that I head up.
Yes, sir.
You know, back in 2011, after the 2010 census, they put together this thing called Red Map. And they figured out with computers and all that kind of stuff, ways in which they could slice and dice things so that the Republicans would have unfair representation, not consistent with the amount of votes they got. I mean, if you look at it in Virginia, you know, we have a congressional delegation that has 7 out of 11, 8, 7, and yet Hillary won this state by 5%, right? And so, but because they slice and dice. Now, when we challenged
Bernie
in
would have
court
won
because of the leadership of Congressman Scott, we had a court say, well, you know what, that system's not right. And so you need to carve out another Democratic district. And so we got a Democratic colleague for Congressman Scott. But again, that gets to the larger issue of they don't want people to vote. They're going to try to keep people away if they say their felony record. They're going to try to come up with gerrymandering. They're going to come up with ways in which they suppress the vote. Democrats simply say, look, let's let people vote. Let's make it easy to vote. The more people who vote, the better Democrats do. Now think about what that says about the two parties. Think about what that says about the two parties. They're afraid of the ordinary guy. We want the ordinary people to get out there and vote. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to take a whole bunch of pictures, I hope, and we'll get a chance to, you know, talk about a variety of things. But I would urge you again to think about those civil rights workers. Think about that 1965 Voting Rights Act. Think about John Lewis crossing the bridge at Selma. Think about the sacrifices that people made so that we would have the ability to participate in our country and to determine our own fate. That's what makes this country exceptional. The ability of ordinary people, and there are really no ordinary people because you're all extraordinary, but the ordinary people, ordinary men and women, have the ability to decide what their government should look like and what policies their government should put in place. If you don't show up on Tuesday, others will decide. People who are less intelligent than you, people who are less committed than you, people who are less idealistic than you, people who don't have the sense of history that you do. So, you know, take a walk with John Lewis across that Selma Bridge.
Yes.
And on the other side of that bridge, find a polling place in Virginia. All right? Let's get out there and vote.